All right, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Odin Inspector. I think it was a few videos ago, some people they saw I had a different inspector view on some of my own scripts. That's because I started using the Odin Inspector. I actually have had it for years or something. I'm not sure, I don't know when I got it, how I got it. Might have been from one of those seasonal package deals or something like that. Anyway, I thought I'd give it a go because my AI guy I'm working on here, which is going to be the base for all the AIs in this prototype. The inspector view was like a scroll bar. There was like this on the side and so much scrolling, and every time I changed something, it just bumped it back to the top, and it got really annoying. And then by pure chance, I saw an advertisement on the asset store for the Odin Inspector. You know, it popped up as recommended by users, and I was like, "Oh, I already own this, so why am I not using it?" I don't know why. I never used it before, so I installed it. I had to verify I'm not a millionaire or earning too much money, and I'm not. And I don't. And I started playing around with it, and I was amazed. And at the same time, I felt kind of sorry why I never started using this before. If you saw some of the scripts I've been writing in some of my other prototypes, oh, that's loud, or when I've been doing something for other people, embarrassing now. So let's just jump straight into it. This is the prototype you've seen quite a few times if you follow my channel. And the hotel manager thing, right? We build some buildings, play some stuff, looks great. Wow, cheers. And I installed Odin on top, and it added me, you can see this up here, getting started, which is the only button I have used so far. So let's click that. And you're presented with this view. Apparently it also includes Odin Serializer. I'm not sure what it does, but it looks great. I at least like the style. So these guys, Sirenex, I'm already impressed. Just this menu, right? Looks great. Click the getting started, attributes overview. And this is really the only window I use from the Odin Inspector. Because what it does is it organizes my scripts, or the script view in the inspector. So all the variables and everything I put up, I need to edit, I need to change, I need to add a game object or change the value. I can now present it to myself in a much better way, much easier to customize, and especially when I use the same script over and over on so many different projects and so many different things, I need to use this more. So let's take a look on the AI guy, security guy, because my homemade AI controller is right here, and you can see I already implemented it on this guy. You can see we have some tabs. I have an info tab. The reason I call it info is because when I'm debugging and playing around, this is the one I'm looking at. I can see his needs, the chance of different things, and what he needs if he has a hotel room, which room it is, stuff like that. And my own override button right here. And I think I showed you in the first video of this prototype, I showed you everything on the AI is running on Unity events. So I separated all the events into its own list. So they're right here. I could probably do some better here. Maybe I could collapse these events. I don't know. We'll check that out later. And then I have my connections tab. That's the one that's nice to have. I don't need it. and these variables would most likely be private. But I also use this connection tab for things like whenever I pull a prefab in that's interactable in some way or needs a script, I have this connection tab because that's where I keep the things I need to set up before the script will work, if there is any setup, of course. Especially, this is so nice. This is called a progress bar. So today, let's create a new script on this. We have one with some silly. So I have my own manager, so you can see my level manager. I did the same. Player manager still empty. UI manager. We could do something to this, so we can actually see it's separated. I already made headers, right? UI connections. That should be settings. UI status bar. Kind of settings, but different anyway, because it's to the top bar, the one at the top of the game. Let's switch to game view. So this one up here. And of course, connection to the different managers controlling the game. I got some time controls because I need to know if it's morning or evening as well. Audio manager. Already implemented the progress bars. Love it. Of course, that's not going to affect the game in any way because the player will never see this. It's only for me as the developer. And let's say if I was working in a team with multiple people and I was writing these tools for making this game. So when you make a new level, you need to repeat the same process, reuse the same scripts. It's already set up, which is really great. Hotel Manager doesn't have it. AI Manager... No, that's lists. We could do something here. Yeah, let's update the AI Manager. So we can see we got like a couple of different sections. So we got the first section here, which is where we control the amount of NPCs in game. And you have to remember these are the potential guest NPCs. It's not including staff or hired NPCs you hire to run the hotel. And this is the list of them when they're in the game, right? So we can control them. We got points of interest. Could definitely be its own tab. And we got the NPC list for other NPCs, like you can see. These are actually where I'm choosing those that will be spawned. This is just a prefab holder. So it will randomly select from this and spawn these. Could also be under settings, right? Let's boot that script up. And let's create a new Unity view just for this video. Once it's done, of course. I can't really afford fast hard drives, so it will take some time. Still running on old school, real hardcore hard drives, not these fancy SSDs. View. Maybe we already have a view or a layout. No. Alright. Let's close. Close, 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 close. There we go. It's just the inspector now. Let's save that as a new one. Inspector only. Pull it to the side here, whoop, and then we'll pull in Visual Studio on this side. And then on the other screen, I still have this open because this is my references to what it is, what it actually is I want to achieve. And there are a couple of tips I will give you, which I found was important. Luckily, people was very helpful on the Discord channel. because I was making some, well, let's call it rookie mistakes, because I didn't find it clear. Maybe I should read the instructions or something, but hey, it's 2022 and instructions, right? So, looking at my script, what do I actually want to achieve here? Well, I want to just like we saw on the AI, I want to create some tabs, and I want to separate these into separate tabs. So when I have this examples window, I can just go to groups, and there's different groups. And one thing I was confused about in the beginning is this one called box group. I thought it was up here, but of course that's buttons. Box group is actually this one, and it's kind of nice. It gives a frame, and you have a title. So let's start out with that. Let's put this other NPCs in a box on its own. So the first thing I want to do is at the top, I want to add using Sirenex Odin Inspector. Save that. Maybe it needs to compile a second. There we go. And let's just move these up to the same line, because it's all integers, right? Set them to 0. There we go. Let's get rid of that one. So basically, line 10 is the one I want to make into a box group, right? So we should hopefully see this afterwards. And if you scroll down here in the exams, you can see you just type box group and title. Let's do that. So I'm just going to delete the header, and instead square bracket box group parentheses quotation, what did we call them? Other NPCs. That's a bit weird. Let's call it a NPC count. Numbering maybe, because we're not only counting. And in square bracket, hit save. Give it a second. There we go. It actually worked. No, I'm not gonna take that call right now. So there we can see NPC, title, header, right? And then we have the numbers. What else do we want to group? PUI list, points of interest list. Yeah, let's group that. And here it will change. So box group POI list, multiple, plural. If I just hit save now, it will only take the first line. You should see it over here. So only the AI enter exit points should be grouped. And we can see, yes, it's only that one. So far I haven't found a better way than to do it like this. This one is unused at the moment. Jesus. Hitting save, I just added it above each line, and hopefully these should be boxed up on the side now. Yes, even though you can see it's a list or 3 different lists, it's boxed up just fine in the same. Let's do the same thing for the last one. That's the NPC lists. So box group parentheses NPC lists. And again, well, you could actually put these up under the same, because as you can see, it's a list game object. The only difference is the name. I'm just checking the list. Actually, the only one we have any information, because if we change it now, it will clear the list. But considering we only have one, should be fine. No. Easy there. Easy boy. Yes. Copy. Copy. And just delete these three. This will actually give us the same result as before. I'm curious if it's gonna delete the 4 already in there. We'll see. No, it just added them into the same group. Beautiful. Okay, so now I want to separate these lists onto different tabs. Actually, we could do the same up here. We could just put them on the same. We're gonna keep it now. So I will pull back in the examples window as a reference, and then I will look at the different options I have, and I will look for those called groups. So you can see I have bottom group, but actually bottom group is this. Folder group is this. Okay. Show if group, show responsive button. Yes. Let's just go to the one we want. Tab group. This is actually what we want. We want a tab. You can even create subtabs. Yeah, no, this is what we want. So, if we look down here, we can see a few examples. So we can see tab group A and some numbers, right? And further down, we have more examples. So you can see tab group, new group, tab A, 3 of those. Then we have new group. Oh, it's the same group name. And then we have a different name over here. And that's because we want to, it doesn't matter if up here or down here. We need to be able to differentiate. What's the easy way to explain it? If I want the tabs to be on the same line, so I want A and B, then they have to have the same group name. If I give them different group names, they will be below each other. So how do we proceed here? Well, let's just go by this example you see here. Let's go to the top square bracket, tab group. Let's give it a group name because we want these to appear on the same line. So let's call it what is this? AI MGN group. MGN as management group, right? And then I give the name to the first tab, the most on the left. So in this case, we just call it info. Let's copy that, move that down here to this one, which will be our middle tab, and that is our POI. And this will be our third tab. Let's call it NPCs. If I hit save now, normally you would think, oh, now it just divides into 3 tabs. Well, we will see 3 tabs, but it will not be separated into the groups. Just gonna hit save so you can see what will happen. Okay, so we got the groups, as you can see, and they did actually put something in there, but you can see this up here is also shown down here. This one is also shown, and the same for this one. So you see things twice, and that's because we need to tell each component below the group which tab to put it under. So for example, this one we call the NPC number. I want to have that under info, right? So I actually need to type the group collective name for this line / under the info tab like this. If I hit save now, it should only be shown once in the inspector. Yes, it works. And when I switch tab, it will disappear. Yes. This is the behavior we want, right? So let's just copy the address here, right? So the second one is the POI list. I want that under the POI tab, so I'm just gonna paste it in front and post POI. And the same for the last one. We want under the NPCs tab. Oh, actually, down here. NPCs. Hit save, and we'll still have a problem, but most of it will be working. Looks great. So we got our info, we got our POI. Oh, it's only some of them and some are out here. Weird. Well, we knew. And we have the NPC list. So how do I get these up here? Well, it's just like the other ones. We haven't added it to every single line, so we have two options. I can optimize my code and basically do like I did down here, put them up here under the same. Alternatively, I have to actually add this line above each, and then it will disappear and only show under the right tab. Because now we have told each line which tab should it be present under. There we go. We still have one out of order. Live NPCs. Where is live NPCs? Oh, it's right here. It's right here in the middle on its own. Where do I want that? Well, I was just thinking maybe I want it on the info page. I like to keep an eye. So I could actually just copy this one and give it a title. Current NPCs. So basically now we are creating a new group inside the info box and placing the live NPCs in there. That's it. Functionality of the variables and everything you have in the inspector is still the same. It's only the layout we are changing right now, which is really nice. And now we can look at this and say, oh, maybe I want to optimize this because maybe I want to set text title. I think we can align the titles fairly simple. So on the box group, on the NPC number, that's this one. Maybe I can do something about it. I think it's colon. Or is it comma? It's comma. Width, height. Oh, I forgot what to do. Well, as always, pull in your references. We're done with groups. Let's see, essentials. We could also be type specific. So there's a lot of stuff, so we can modify anything we want. And you can look through these all day. Oh, title. Static title. Dynamic title. My dynamic title. Oh, this looks much better. It's centered, right? Let's scroll down. Oh, we just add a comma and type title alignment centered. But notice it says title here. And I wonder, can I really do it in a box group also? Let's try. So looking at my other screen, it says title, alignment, centered. Do we end with anything? No. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. It says cannot convert title alignments to bool. Okay. So for this to work, I actually have to put in a title. But if I look at the example window again, let's scroll up, take a look. Ah, this is also not a box title. You can see what's going on here, right? Maybe I can hide label in my box title. Maybe I can change color on the box itself. Yes, that's also an option. Wow, I'm fabulous, expressive. Oh, anyway, back to the task at hand. What was that? Title group. Oh, so we can actually just, instead of using a box group, we can make a title group. Oh, it's kind of the same thing. But this time we can actually do something about the layout. So when I look here, optional subtitle, it's this one. Some string 1. Not sure where it gets some string 1 from, but title group. Yeah, let's try it. Moving into my other screen. Looking, title, group. And you can see it's still complaining about syntax, so we'll look at the title group. Ah, I can see the problem. You can see we forgot to type alignment. Now I'm curious. Now I feel like I want to do it with the box group again. Alignment. Text alignment. Title alignment. Dot centered. Ah. Oh, then we will do a title group. Alignment. Title alignment. Dot centered. Hit save. Let's see. Oh, it worked. Now it's in the center. Let's do it the same for the current NPCs, so they match at least on the same page, right? Title group, comma, alignment, title alignments dot centered. Save. Very nice. And everything still works as normal. It just looks better. Oh, maybe we want to add something instead of having a number here. You saw before we had these bars. Instead you can make a slider or a bar. Let's take a look. So let's close this, close this. Oh, it's actually right here. You can see progress bar. But if we couldn't find it, I would just type bar in the search field and I'll get different things. But we found it, so there's different bars we can use. Different height, colors, sectioned. That's really nice. Changes color depending on value. Stacked. Oh, you have layers of different colors. Yeah, imagine if it was a game, you have shields or something like that, right? I kind of like the blue one, but it's very small. But I can see this white one is very wide or easy to see, so maybe I can actually make the blue one the same width as this one. Let's try it. So we can see it's actually super simple. So I want to change a integer into a bar. However, in my code, because we try to optimize and be smart, I put them all under the same. Okay, so unless I want to change all three, which I don't, I only want to change the first one to the what the first one. So I'm taking this out and I'm putting it under its own public int name. There we go. And now I have to copy the group, otherwise it will be in a separate. I still want the same order, right? But now I also want this single int to have the progress bar feature. Progress bar. Looking at the code reference, we go from 0 to parentheses 0 to how high do we go? 100. We did a 300 AI test, so 100 should be fine. Hit save. Let's take a look. Oh, There we go. It's working. But I don't like the size. It's very small. I want it to be bigger or easy readable because the inspector is so small on the side of the screen. So let's pull this back. Look at the white one. It's called, it actually has a property called height 30. 30 may be too much. I don't know what the default height is, but we'll try. Is it inside the parentheses? Yes, it is. So I'm just gonna look at this. Hit comma height equal 20. Seems right in the middle, right? Hit save. Waiting for the update. I think it's pixels maybe. Yeah, much better. Much better. Actually, thinking about it, the second one called desired amount, that's one I might adjust while running the game. So maybe I want a slider there instead of this. So I will actually again create a new int, or actually I won't create a new int. I'll just move it out from here. So this is on its own. So each is on its own, and then I make room, and then I look up in my, well, apparently I'm not, I'm waiting on the compiling. Here we go, reference script. Slider values. Oh, yes, we all know these, right? Do we want something? So that's a range. We have different types of sliders. Oh yeah, this one. This is already included in standard Unity, right? So you could just create a slider. What makes this one special? Oh, we have an info box. It actually tells me what I'm sliding. We could also do that in normal. Any special things we can do with this? Well, we don't know. Let's change it into a slider anyway. Let's see, how do we do it? Property range 0, marks, property order. Property order. Oh, we have steps. That's actually very nice. You can also reference member for either min or max value. Yes, from 0 to 100. So it's 100 now. Number is not in range. Okay. Very nice, so we get a warning if we go out of range. That could also be useful. It's called dynamic. Property range 0 to 6, property order, but public int. Yeah, let's try it. Square bracket. Property range is what we're doing here. Parentheses 0 to 100. That's the amount of NPCs we're requesting, right? Anything else we want to add? Well, we could reference a max value, but we're not going to do that. Property order. I'm not sure what it is. Let's try it. Property order 2. Save. Let's see what happens. Oh yes. And I think I know what the order is now. Did you notice the order here? In here we have the desired amount as the second, but now it's moved down to third, so I think it's counting its placement. I changed the number to 1, hit save. Let's see if it moves up. Nope. Let's completely remove this property order. Hit save. There we go. So property order definitely has to do with its current position. And what I've showed you today is just the tip of what this can do. And I'm really impressed. You can even create your own custom windows inside the editor for your use. Text area, no examples for text area. Meta. We can show an error if there's a problem on a field. Context menus. Just some of the... Oh, nice. Very basic things this brings. Validation. The path does not exist. Very nice. So if I write a K, is it Windows path we're talking about, or is it maybe... Let's select a path, AMD, yes. Oh, it needs something specific. Folder path. I'm just impressed how easy it is, and also impressed that it's just working. Required object missing. Very nice. I actually don't know if you can, if you are a asset developer, if you can use Odin Inspector to create a inspector window for your asset and distribute that via the asset store without including Odin Inspector. Must be possible. Maybe you can actually compile a DLL to include with your asset that shows the inspector window the way you designed it for future use. It's probably also in the manual if you feel like reading that. Tools. No, tools, Odin. Help. Preference window. That's really nice. Sometimes I could easily imagine you have to go and change some settings here for your specific project. Otherwise, there's no reason to have it. Yeah. Editor types. Yes, yes. Color palettes. Oh yeah. So when you call in a color palette, if you wanted to add color, we can actually add color. Let's do that as a last thing. Inspector. Tools, Odin, getting started. Get started. Open this one. Actually, when you open get started, you can see some some of the other options available, like Odin editor windows. Create your own windows. Tool tree or tool tree. Tree view. It's really nice. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So especially I can especially see this if you're making assets, so it has to be possible to export this somehow. There is even an example. I haven't imported it. Showcase Odin Inspector, Odin selects as various combinations, blah 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 blah. It's a demo. Yes, I love demos. I usually open a demo when I get an asset. I play around with it, and if I can't figure out how it's working, demo time. Anyway, we were talking about coloring the UI. So it looks like we can color the buttons, we can color the text, anything really. It looks fairly simple. You just add this GUI color. Let's try it. Let's select a random place. I wonder if we click the group, if it will color the entire group. Let's try it. GUI color, parentheses, and then we have red, green, blue, right? Yeah, so let's make it green. Hang on. So 0f 1 maybe 0. I'm not sure about the scale, if it's hex scale or not. Do we need anything else? I don't know. Let's try it. Save. Yes, it worked. And I can see why only part of it was colored. So basically we told it to color the text. So you can see the text here is green. And here as well. Let's take that out. Let's try it on the group. Just as an experiment, right? The same thing. So one thing I noticed also looking through the examples is you can call in something like a color palette. There we go. So the color palettes were the one we saw in the preferences. This is really nice. Color selection. Create my color palette. Yes, I would like... oh, we create a new one. Show alpha. Yes, colors. This one. Yes, that's my palette. And it's called my... Oh, then it's here. Excellent. This is really nice. Fetch color palettes. We can pull them all in. Even the new one I just created. Very nice. Very nice. So, I think this asset, if you can afford it or find it on a discount, let's just get that color out of here before, because I don't really need the colors. It's definitely something I can recommend. I would also say if you're working in a team with other people, it's definitely something useful. You can see it's over here now. Working. Well, we can actually test if it's working. So AI manager, run the game. Let's just hit build for a second. Go to info, desired amount. Yes, we can see them spawning. So that alone tells me the functionality of the script has not changed. Everything is working. You can see even the list of the NPCs spawned is right there. It's all good. My POIs are still here. NPC list is still here. Info. So I'm just trying to find of a reason not to get the Odin Inspector. It's really a useful item. Because imagine in a team, 2, 10 people, 100 people. Oh, now I built my AI script. And as you remember, looking at it in one line, it's just going to be a mess. But now you can actually get an idea. You could even add subtabs or subcategories. You can divide them vertically so you can have it next to each other instead of below each other. Yeah. I haven't rated the asset yet, but I will go to the asset store and I will definitely give this a 5-star rating. I have no errors, no issues. The only issues I have is the ones I created myself using the asset. So I can't really blame the developer for that. That's my fault. So, Odin Inspector, definitely recommended. Maybe next time I'll figure out what this serializer is, even though the name kinda says it, right? There's a configure, and there is a getting started, which I really many of the newer assets, even this is not a new asset, it has some age, they have this quick start, and sometimes when I'm developing something and I'm just struggling with a specific issue, I need either a asset that can fix my issue or a asset that can give me inspiration to make my own version of something similar. So I jump to the asset store, I find something, I buy it, put it in, see how it works, then I sometimes delete it, make my own, or sometimes I just use it. And these assets either often have a demo, this one does as well, or a quick start guide, because I just need to get going. I don't need to understand all the background behind the asset, I don't need to understand the API, anything. And if an asset has a really good API, which I would say Odin Inspector, did we close the script? Yeah, let's just open this one. A good API, in my opinion, is one that really tells me what I'm doing while I'm doing something. So we have it here, right? So let's just pretend we are adding something new. So box group. Come on. Yes. There we go. This is a good API. I get information about what I'm about to do, what I need to do, what I can select. That is really useful. Some of the assets I've maybe given a bad review. Well, not bad, I don't give bad reviews really. But what will actually deduct the star is if a web asset says, oh, to read the documentation you have to click this link and go to a website. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. The worst case scenario, I think, is, well, you have a document included, a Word file, PDF file, whatever. That's the worst case, but I still prefer that over going online somewhere to find a outdated website with commercials or something else on it. I don't know. So, if you have an API that gives me the right tooltips while I'm writing scripts or interacting with the asset, thumbs up. If you have a asset that has documents included, thumbs up. If you have an asset that says go to somewhere else to find documents, or go and ask, heck, I even seen some, they say we don't do support you unless you write us an email. Well, I'm not gonna write you an email. As a minimum, I expect a form, even on the Unity form, so you can go into the Unity forms, because if I have a problem with an asset, I guarantee you somebody else also had. And if I go into a form, I can just search for my problem, and then I'll find, oh, this guy, he had the same problem, he solved it this way. I can't do that on an email. I can't search the developer's email because I don't have access to his email. Even those with a Discord server, which is really good. The most thing I use Discord for is like a Wikipedia. I go into the developer page on Discord and I search. I don't really speak much on Discord or type. I use it as a Wikipedia. I search for the problems people have, or if they have ideas and solutions. That's what I find. And that's what I need when I'm working. Much faster. Otherwise you're waiting days, right? Knowledge sharing. It's called knowledge sharing. That's where we're going. Alright. Video was planned to be like 20 minutes. I can see on the timer we are now at 49 minutes. We just rounded 49 minutes. Maybe I'll edit the video just a bit. Maybe not. We'll see. You will see. I will see in a bit. It's dinner time. Yes, I'll come. Relax. Chill. And hope you liked it. I recommend Odin Inspector, no question about it. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. If you have ideas or criticism, please put it in the chat under the video. YouTube comment field, right? Or you can go to my Discord server. Plenty of options to complain to me there. And that's fine. The only way to improve is to receive criticism, right? Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.